Leberwurst! Leberwurst and roast beef!
Wow, look at it come down. Come on.
Grab everything. Make a run for it. Grab that basket.
When's the next train?
Don't talk. Run.
Magazines. All the late papers. All the latest musical magazines. Get your late papers. Get your late magazines.
Such a pity. The poor kid might as well go home. But 14 papers and one magazine in 4 hours? You can't stay in business that way. And no wonder. Look at that stock. Musical America. A2. Treble clef.
Paper, sir? Oh, it's you, Pa.
Having any luck, Mario?
Not too good, Pa.
Well, cheer up. Maybe there'll be some big spenders on the next train.
I just can't understand it, Pa. Even the Sunday papers aren't going well.
It's Sunday now. Isn't that pretty late for you, Mario?
Next train for Grand Central. Track 2.
Well, I'm working the last train to New England tonight. And here, I'll take a Trombones Quarterly.
Hey, wait, Pa. You've got change coming. Oh, Pa. What a nice... What the heck was that? Why, it's a cricket. A real live cricket. Who ever heard of a cricket in Times Square subway station? There, that's better. Chocolate? Beautiful.
What's beautiful? Mario, what's that noise?
Why, it's a cricket.
It's a bug. Throw it away.
No, don't do it. Crickets are good luck.
Cricket, ants, they're all bugs. Throw it away.
But it's not just a bug, Mama. Please, Mama, let me keep him for a pet.
He doesn't come into my house. Bugs have germs.
Mario can keep him here in the newsstand. That's final.
Oh, Papa.
Well, but only on trial he stayed. The first sign of cricketer friends with funny germs, and out he goes.
Yes, Mama. Anything you say, Mama. Good night, Cricket. I'll be back in the morning.
Hey, you. Hey, you up there.
Who? Me?
Yes, you.
What do you mean when you say psst? May I ask who you are?
Who am I? How do you like that? I'm a mouse, of course. Tucker R. Mouse, to be exact. The question is, however, who are you?
Me? Why, I'm a cricket. Of course. Chester C. Cricket. At your service, sir.
You know, it's funny. I've never seen a cricket before tonight.
I've seen mice before, but only country mice. Connecticut mice, to be exact.
Connecticut? Let's see. I ate part of a geography book once. Hey, that's in New England, isn't
Yes, and I'm afraid I'll never see Connecticut again.
it? Sure you will. All you have to do is remember how you got here, and then do it backwards.
It's all so confusing.
Tucker, look out, a cat!
Oh, him. He's my best friend. He can't help it if he's a cat. Come on out now, it's all right. It's all right, I tell you. Chester, I want you to meet Harry. Harry, this is Chester. Chester's a cricket. An all right cricket.
I'm very pleased, sir, to make your acquaintance. I'm sorry I frightened you.
How do you do, Harry? I wasn't scared of you for myself, but I thought, well, I mean, I'd heard that, well, that cats and mice were enemies.
Yes, I've heard that in the provinces such enmities still exist. But here in the civilized city, why, mice and cats are good friends.
Harry, hey, Harry! I bet I know something about crickets you don't know. Hey, make that noise, Chester. You know the one. Listen, Harry, you'll die.
Why, thank you, Tucker. I'd be delighted.
See? Didn't I tell you?
Lovely. Very lovely. This cricket has talent.
Harry's great for purring. He purrs in the key of G.
G minor, actually.
Hey, you two ought to get together sometime. Make a great team.
I was sort of hoping to go home to Connecticut.
Look, Chester, why don't you give the city a try? You're in a rut. Meet new people. See new things. You wouldn't want to disappoint Mario by going away, would you?
No, but his mother thinks I'm just a bug, and that I carry germs.
Germs? She thinks black eyes are caused by germs.
She's excitable, Chester. And anyway, she's worried. They're all worried about this newsstand.
Of course they're worried. They're going broke fast.
I'd stay for a while if I thought there was any way I could help Mario.
Right. You never know. Night.
Thank you. Yes, I'll sleep on it. Good night.
Do you think he's still here, Papa?
Of course, Mario.
You're right, Papa. He didn't run away. Look, Cricket, I've got some liverwurst for your breakfast.
Liverwurst?
He likes it. He likes it.
How come you never shower me with liverwurst? Well, here comes Old Faithful, Mr. Smedley. The only person in New York who buys Musical America.
Well, what have we here? Ah, yes. Gryllus assimilus, if memory serves.
Gryllus Waterkiss?
Gryllus assimilus. That means he's a field cricket.
Do tell.
Will you chirp for me, little cricket? Fantastic. A perfect middle C.
What else?
Do you want to give him music lessons, Mr. Smedley?
What could I teach him? He already has the greatest teacher of all, Mother Nature. But I would like to give him a present I found in China many years ago.
What kind of present can you give to a cricket? And where does he get off giving a present to our cricket anyway?
But he's not our cricket, Tucker.
Hey, there he is. There's Smedley. He's given a present to Chester, and it's beautiful.
Oh, Mr. Smedley, it is beautiful.
This is a very ancient cricket cage.
Really?
I just love stories.
Yes. An old Chinese legend tells us that long, long ago there were no crickets at all. But there lived at that time a very, very thoughtful and kind and wise man named Shi Shui, who spoke only the truth. Wicked and selfish people everywhere, who were always afraid of the truth, decided to kill him and close his mouth forever. But the high gods, who loved him, protected Shui by turning him into a cricket. And since that day, all crickets sing songs of truth. Songs that few people understand, yet everyone loves. Because most of us love the truth, even though we often do not live by it.
What a lovely story. I had no idea that telling the truth could be so beautiful.
Ready? Ready. Surprise!
Surprise!
Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary!
Just think, Chester. You've been here 2 whole months. That's why we wanted to give you this surprise party.
And for you, Chester, nothing but the best. Look, 2 chunks liverwurst, 1 slice ham, 3 pieces bacon, crisp, 1 large gob coleslaw, 2 slightly chewed chocolate bars with nuts.
It's really too much. I can't begin to thank you.
2 anniversary cupcakes, and iced soft drinks.
You are really the most brilliant mouse I've ever known, Tucker. And the most thoughtful.
Oh, it's nothing, really. I mean, it was all Harry's doing. Oh, it's something, I suppose, but, Why, you... Hey, music. What we need's a little music. After all, what's a party without music?
When I'm calling you, will you answer through?
Harry? Are you all right, Harry?
Don't worry, it's just that that's old Harry's favorite song.
Oh, excuse me. I got rather carried away. Look, Chester. Why don't you play for us?
Now that is what I would call a sterling idea.
Why, thank you. If you think it'd be all right.
All right, we'd love it.
It's not exactly music, you know.
I thought crickets only went chirp.
Me too.
Chester, you're a prodigy. You didn't tell us you could play like that.
I didn't know it myself. You see, I've never heard any other music out in the meadow and all, and I never heard
A radio.
or heard a radio either.
You mean to say you can play anything just by hearing it once?
I guess so. Is that unusual?
Is that unusual? Harry, did you hear that? You can play anything just by hearing it once. Is that unusual? Now, just listen, Chester. Don't try to analyze, okay? Basket is burning. It's burning. It's burning. Ice. That's what we need.
There's smoke! There's smoke coming out of the newsstand!
Ice. More ice.
Quick, pull off that siding. That's right. Hit it with a fire extinguisher.
Hey, what are all those animals doing here? There's a bug on the alarm clock.
No, Mother. It looks worse than it is.
Yes, Mama. Only a stack of newspapers and a few magazines.
Who could have done it?
No one was about, Mrs. Bellini. All I saw was a cat and a mouse.
Didn't I say that cricketer would ask in his pals? He's probably a fire maniac. A firebug.
But, Mama,
He's a jinx. Out he goes tonight with the trash.
Poor Chester. We certainly didn't bring him any luck.
Chester, keep it up. You're getting to her.
She hates me.
Do as I tell you. She's a patsy for that juicy romantic stuff.
She is? Well, in that case...
no cricket, Mario, who plays such a beautiful music, could start a fire. He stays a while longer.
Oh,
My rapt consideration. Now, the first thing to understand is Chester is a very talented musician, right? People in New York like music, particularly when it's played by a cricket. If Chester plays during rush hours, people will stop and listen. And Mario can sell the magazines. The Bellinis will get rich. And everyone will live happily ever afterwards. Now all we have to do is teach Chester more music, a wider repertory, something for everyone. Okay, here we go.
oh, Cricket. You are something.
Beautiful. Beautiful. What station is it on?
What station is it on? It is our cricket. Our wonderful cricket.
Your cricket? Of course, of course. What else?
Would you like him to play for you, Mr. Smedley?
Of course, if it isn't too much trouble.
Play cricket, please, for our friend the music lover.
Why, he has perfect pitch. Magnificent. Incredible. The whole world must know of this cricket. To the music editors, the New York newspapers, a musical miracle has come to pass in our city. Never has such beautiful music been heard in New York before. Who is this artist? It is a cricket. Where is this cricket? In the newsstand of the Bellini family in the subway station at Times Square. I urge you, I implore everyone, do not miss this musical miracle, this glorious cricket. Sincerely yours, Horatio P. Smedley, B.A.
Trombonist Quarterly? Yes, sir. Right here. Violinist Digest? Yes, sir.
I'm sorry. No more newspapers.
How about Musical America? 6 copies? Yes, sir.
You care to read Etude? Ladies' Home Harpsichord?
94 magazines and 212 newspapers. We could have sold 783 if we'd have had them. $191 magazines, 500 newspapers, 650 magazines, 1,200 newspapers, 2,000 in all. We broke 2,000. Here's to you, Chester, the greatest month in the history of newsstand sales. Skull.
Why, thank you, Tucker.
You must be about worn out, Chester.
I am a little tired. It's been a lovely party. But it is late, and tonight's Friday night. You know, the weekend rush.
Retire? What do you mean retire?
I must retire, Tucker. You see, I love all of you very much, but I must be in the countryside in the autumn. That's where cricket belongs. After tonight's performance, I'm going home. I have to.
We understand, Chester. After all, a subway station isn't exactly a perfect place for a country cricket.
And we do want you to be happy, Chester.
The thing that really worries me is what will happen to the newsstand when I'm gone.
Don't worry about that. Why, that newsstand has been touched by the golden finger of fortune. They'll probably make a national park out of it. And one thing's certain, nobody will buy any musical magazines anyplace else.
It's okay, Cricket. I understand. You want to go home to the countryside. And I want you to go home. Because I love you. And you will set him free out in the country, won't you, Paul?
He looks like a Connecticut cricket to me. I'll set him free there.
Goodbye, Cricket.
You know something, Harry? That Mario is a very, very fine boy.
Yes, it wouldn't surprise me if he turned into a cricket himself someday.